What's up, Playboys and Playgirls? Welcome back to the Alley Cats Anonymous, a.k.a. the worst show on the internet. I'm Trey Robinson. We got Joey Grinds over here. We got Uncle Reed. I almost called you Big Reed, you know, because Big Slack Barrett ditched us for this one. So we got Reed on the ones and twos over here. We'll see how he does, man. I don't know. You know what you're doing over there? You know your way around that thing?
Not really. It's my first time using a computer.
Okay. All right.
We'll figure it out.
Fair enough. All right. Jiu-jitsu guy, not a computer guy, huh? I'm just kidding. But just got back from Las Vegas. Me and Joe were out there. Slack was out there with us too, covering No-Gi World. Super dope tournament all the way around. You know, got some new No-Gi World Champions crowned. Just overall pretty solid vibe. Joe, what'd you think of the event there on the ground?
Man, awesome event. A lot of great action. A lot of great champions crowned this weekend. It's always crazy being that up close, just seeing that many sick matches packed into just a couple of days. You know what I mean? There was a lot of guys that we've worked with, a lot of people that you get to know. You watch those people win. You watch some of those people lose. It's an exhausting weekend. I'm excited to talk about it, but it's definitely like a lot over those 3 days. Just a sprint. You come back the next day, you sprint. You come back the next day, you sprint. But a lot of great stories. Absolute champs, Elder Cruz, Gabi Pisania, Colabate wins his first No-Gi World title. Reed, you were watching from home. What were you thinking from home?
Yeah, no, definitely a particularly fun No-Gi Worlds, to be honest, this year, right? I feel like sometimes the tournament can take a little bit of a dip, but it was, you know, stacked full of plenty of people out there. And
I feel like ADCC year.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
You never know. Not that it takes a dip, but like you kind of never know who's going to show up for No-Gi Worlds, especially after ADCC and stuff like that. But, you know, definitely plenty of...
like it delivered.
Yeah, no, plenty of good matches, plenty of big names, I thought. And, you know, a couple new stars, too, to be honest, that are going to be probably making some waves in 2025. At least, you know, some guys who I think... you know, kind of made their first stamp at a big major title. So yeah, it was definitely No-Gi World is always a fun one. It's 18 mats. You guys are out there in Vegas. Like it's pretty wild, you know, to kind of follow along. But luckily, at least on the you know, Saturday and Sunday, we had Flow Zone with Kendall and Danny out there. They do a great job on commentary, I think, and just kind of catching up to everybody kind of what's going on and, you know, the matches you need to watch and stuff like that. So it felt like a particularly fun No-Gi Worlds, to be honest.
For sure.
You want to know what's funny about the setup? I was talking to the wrestling guys. That's the same hall, same setup, same almost everything that they were using for the CKLV, the Cliff Keen Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Which is like the biggest non-national, non-Big Ten tournament of the year for
Oklahoma State
wrestling.
Just won, right?
Oklahoma State just won it. Great tournament for them, but kind of cool that they just like all the bleachers, all the everything, same hall, same everything. That's what they had set up.
Definitely. You kind of mentioned Kendall and Danny. Kendall definitely, you know, covers a lot of things in the sport and all that, but I do want to shout out Danny.
Danny's great.
I don't know if anyone knows IBJJF specific like athletes and the sport of IBJJF as much as Danny, to be honest. Like Danny kills it. So I want to give a shout out to Danny, of course. Always great having him on the mic. And honestly, John's a guy who runs kind of the social media stuff for IBJJF. He's assembled a little media crew there. And I'm like seeing all of his, like he's got all these dudes running cameras and they're side by side with us, like making these all
they up in their game over the past couple years.
Dang, dude,
sure.
we gotta come correct, you know. John's building a squad right there, you know. We gotta, you know, make sure we're getting the cool shit too.
Can't be subpar.
Yeah, for sure. Can't be subpar.
But no, definitely. I mean, there's just so much that happened. Of course, you had purple belts, you had blue belts going, you had, you know,
purple belts got kind of. It's from our coverage perspective, it's tough because purple belts were running during the black belts. Basically, on Saturday, because it was only 3 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The black belts on Saturday are just on the two main mats, running semis and then finals, and the pro belts run at the same time, so it's hard to cover from just like our job, I guess, perspective, like the black belts and the purple. But definitely some cool purple belt stuff going on. But sorry to all the purple belts out there.
That's the thing, especially like when you guys are, you know, I wasn't there on the ground, but when you're there on the ground covering 18 mats and you got, Michael Pixley's up over there, and shoot, Elder Cruz is up over here, and it's like you got to kind of, you know, prioritize and pick and choose, and sometimes you choose the wrong match, right? But it's like you have to choose a match to kind of like go film and stuff, and sometimes you choose the wrong one, but then other times you get to film like a Lucas Volante submission in the finals or something like that.
Dude, that was my favorite submission of the whole tournament.
Oh my gosh.
I made a top subs for both days. I put him as number one for the second day. Dude, that whole sequence is so badass. And Lucas Volante just seems like an absolute killer the whole way through. And obviously Gianni Grippo is like as good as they come, you know.
Former world champ himself.
To do it on Gianni was like pretty nuts, but
And honestly, you know, I don't know how you guys feel, but loved the celebration too. To be honest, like, dude frightened me. You know, just with his celebration, just how hyped he was and screaming and doing the kind of like this thing, and I was like, dang, you know, Lucas Valente's looking like a scary dude.
Almost like that kind of like on the border of unhinged, like and
he's like, give me, feed me somebody else, bring somebody else out here right now.
Yo, you just got a black belt, get out there.
I can't make lightweight. That's my excuse. That's my excuse.
Like he was just like, feed me somebody else, feed me another black belt to kill. And then I was like, whoa, I kind of had to like step away from the computer a little bit. I got a little spooked.
Yeah, no, I went and hit and punched a wall. I was like, yeah, baby, come on, give me that.
Yeah.
But,
for sure. I was just going to say, Valente is a guy who we've seen so many times, and he's had a bunch of close matches where, you know, he's very tactical. To see him come out and just explode like that,
awesome.
And just like show the peak of that jiu-jitsu that we all know that he has is that's awesome, man. That's the Lucas we like to see. Back-to-back champion at the event now, beat another world champion, Carlos Enrique, in the semifinals, then beats another world champion in the finals in Gianni. He had one of the best performances of the entire weekend for sure.
Sure.
I always say that when I went and rolled with Lucas Valente, he's one of the guys who kind of like beat the brakes off me the most.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we get to roll a lot, and pretty much everybody gets to roll with a lot with you know, the superstars of our sport and stuff like that. And you know, sometimes you roll with a guy like Nicholas Marigali or something like that, and he's nice to you, you know, pass your guard and kind of flip you around, make you look dumb, but like
you should get the underhook here, you know.
Let you work a little bit, let you try your dumb stuff that you know how to do, you know.
Lucas Valente said no dice.
Yeah, Lucas Valente wasn't about that. Lucas Valente just armbarred me like 6 times in a row, and it was a 10-minute round, and that was the first 30 seconds. So I was like, okay, here we go.
Are we gonna do it again? Do you want to take a break, or okay,
no,
you're good. Just want to make sure you're okay. You don't need water. You don't need
exactly.
100%. But yeah, super sick event overall. Should we just dive into this top subs type of thing? Start looking at this while we talk about it?
Yeah.
This is from the first day of black belt action here. Top 13 subs. Little hype reel here, you know?
Yeah, so here's some of the action. You boys filmed a lot of this, obviously. So I don't know what are we gonna see here, Trey? What sticks out to you?
Man, the action was really flowing heavy here, especially on day one. I felt like so many early subs. This is a nice little guillotine.
Yeah, this is a dude who's training at New Wave now. Ethan Vistro.
Guillotines all the
super sick guillotine. Guillotines are in right now.
Guillotines all the rage.
Front headlocks are super in. Arm triangles too.
Talking about cool celebrations too. I thought he had a cool one here.
He was like almost turning that into like a
finger guns.
What do they call that? That kind of like reverse kind of like guillotine decaparator.
Defecator, maybe something like that. Samola, who would go on to win.
The defecator.
Somebody was yelling. I think it might have been
pants?
Dorian Oliveira's dad.
I don't want to get hit by that submission.
Yeah, dude.
I swear I heard some coach yell for the defecator. 100%.
Jesus. We got people doing defecators out there? Is that elite? Is that allowed?
If I heard that from the other corner, I'd be like, oh no, what am I about to I would just start giving like leg locks or something. Like, listen, it can't be a leg lock. Give him the leg.
Yeah, I've been training with Steven Seagal out there with Aikido moves, the defecator. But
he's actually immune to the defecator. I don't know if you've heard.
Maisa just as dominant as ever. Maisa is the small version of Gabby Pisagna, to be honest. Just like comes out there and dominates.
10 world titles now for Maisa.
Is this Jennifer?
That's Tamiris. Jennifer ended up winning. She got a win.
Okay.
So that's Tamiris, her sister. Super identical.
Yeah, really hard to tell them apart. It's cool the Aquino sisters. Tamiris wins in the gi this year at light feather, or maybe rooster. And then Jennifer wins rooster here at No-Gi Worlds. Pretty cool to see both sisters able to get it done.
Yeah.
Just a real quick shout out to go back a little bit on this Cole one. You know who loves this Cole submission right here?
Who dare
me?
No, shout out to Corey Stockton.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Corey Stockton loves this submission. This is his shit right here. This black hole Mateus Gabriel type thing.
It's I put it as rear triangle. I don't know if that's technically true because he kind of is doing like an arm lock on this far side. It was just hard to see, but he's kind of like has like this weird like Americana.
Yeah, he's got the.
Did Cole go all subs? No, because he definitely
he had that war with Gabriel Souza and
Julian Espinosa.
Yep. Yeah. Shout out.
Crazy on day one to see match the caliber of Cole and Gabriel Souza.
That was
Both
crazy.
those guys are
one of the matches of the tournament for sure.
One of the most technical matches I've seen in a while.
Yeah, two just absolute elite guys. Could have been the final there. But Cole, man, we're always rooting for Cole, of course, and to see him out there doing his thing,
Got it done. Rookie year, black belt to capture. Came back from a pretty devastating injury. He said on his Instagram, like an injury that like can be a career-ending thing, and to come back, win No-Gi Pans, win No-Gi Worlds, like basically once he was cleared. So shout out Cole. I mean, that was incredible for sure.
A lot of emotion after that. And here we see Larangina. He would go on to win at heavyweight. He's another guy who's just having the best year of his career so far.
Big year, man. Big year.
Medals at ADCC, wins trials, comes here, finally gets a world gold medal. He's kind of been like that next Six Blades guy. Like it was Victor Hugo, but then Victor established himself as one of the best in the world, absolute champ, all that. And then it started to be Larangina's time. And this year I feel like he's really just taken an enormous step forward. Yeah. Shanji and the guys have so much belief in him. He has so much belief in himself. And his game is super sick.
Philippe Costa is just a chill guy, to be honest. If we were doing like I'm just a chill guy who likes getting subs meme, Philippe Costa, a great representative of that.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like we've watched kind of Felipe kind of grow up on the mats this year. And like that was one of the things I noticed definitely, and especially in his finals, was just kind of how calm and chill he is out there in the finals of a big, tournament like No-Gi Worlds.
Big time. Cool to see Sofia Casella. She would end up making the finals. This is her IBJJF black belt world's debut. She's very young in this game. I feel like she got a really bright future.
Absolutely.
She ended up losing to Maisa. She's lost to Maisa and Adele in the last few weeks, but that's just like the two best girls in the world, right? No shame on that. And she's known as a leg locker. I thought it was cool to see her coming in here, kind of diversifying, picking up this early trial.
Yeah, got to keep an eye on Sofia, man. She's going to get there for sure.
Definitely. Always a girl who comes out and is just hunting the sub all the time.
Yeah, so she's a fun one to watch.
This was a pretty like brutal one too, that triangle armbar. And then Robinho in the mix, another fun dude to watch. Obviously had a great run this year at South American trials, and now came out and he took silver, right? Or
he won it. He won in the finals.
Wow. Oh yeah.
He had a great tournament. He is one of those guys that's super, super tough to score on. Didn't have the ADCC run he was looking for, but kept that focus. He was, number one seed here. Looked awesome all tournament.
Was Calasanz there? Was he?
Calasanz wasn't there. He was getting coached by Wagner and the boys. He spent his last few weeks at Fight Sport. Wagner actually did the translation for the interview we did with him after. All the interviews up on the site now with all the champions, bunch of people. This trade, can you talk about Ferris a little bit?
Run it back. We got to give our boy Ferris a shout out here. Ferris, UK grappler, trains at Harger Gracie. Let's watch the takedown again, dude, because this is sick. A little duck under to the back, takes him down. Our boy Ferris, I'm Euro Trey all in right now, dude. I love the European grapplers. Ferris is one of the dudes who came out. He took silver, but this is his opening match. Just the standing on the back, rear naked. Sick way to finish. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, such a sick way to finish the rear naked choke is for standing.
Dude, Ferris is so big too. Look how jacked this dude is. He's training with Charles Allen Price and that crew, like Owen O'Flanagan, those guys. Them boys getting big and swole with Charles Allen Price. I got to get over there and get on their diet for like a couple months. Come back just transformed like a beast, drinking San Pellegrino like that. I know that squad's big into San Pelli, so I'll join the San Pelli squad. But yeah, dude, Ferris is a cool dude. If you guys if you're not hip to Ferris, go check him out. His Instagram is @beingferris, but he also has a YouTube channel where he's been doing vlogs. Like he vlogged his recent match of Polaris against Pavel Javorsky, and just a lot of cool stuff going on there. If you want to, that's a good little cut to get into that European scene. Go check out the stuff Ferris is putting out there. I'm a big fan of it. So it was cool to see him come out, get a sub, and then kind of make a run deep into this tournament.
Big time. He looked awesome.
Ended up getting the silver medal.
Yeah, he got the silver to Larangina. Yeah, he had an awesome run. A bunch of those European guys. This is another guy.
We saw a lot of good standing techniques, I feel like, at No-Gi Worlds.
This is a crazy
check finish. This. It's like a 10-finger. He's got the head and the chest. I remember like Nate Diaz hitting one of these in the UFC forever ago. Up off his feet. Julian Espinosa just
two standing chokes back
to back. Just having a great year for Julian. He makes the finals again.
We
take another look at it here. Always happy to see Ferris again. But yeah, Julian had some awesome submissions. His one over Marco Mendez, or Sam McNally rather, was awesome. But this is a guy who I think he finished the year as like one of the like top 5 point getters for all of IBJJF. Awesome year for Julian. Just was on WNO. And this guillotine, he like lifts the guy up off his feet.
Oh, that's a brutal one. But man, I feel like we're starting to really see everybody kind of develop their standing game, and you see a lot of good takedowns, which sometimes you don't always see.
Big time. That's been the evolution since leg locks, right? Like everybody came in, got super nasty at leg locks, or at least defending them, or at least like just letting your shit pop, and people got really good at that. And now people are just like straight up good at wrestling now. At least if you want to like really be competing, which does make it all the more badass when you see somebody like Pato or somebody just come out and be like, "Nah, I'll just sit down too." It's all good.
Yeah, I do still support the just sitting down and like getting the jiu-jitsu going. Sometimes that's needed.
Hear what we're saying. People taking people down.
Yeah.
People doing good wrestling, not just people wrestling, is a very, very big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is cool just to see these two big guys. Roosevelt getting around to the back. Big boys. Roosevelt was looking to defend his title. Division ultimately won by Lucas Montalvo, who I thought showed off some really good wrestling while we're talking about that. But Roosevelt always pulling out something cool, win or lose. And that was a nice little sequence there for sure.
And Gabby Pisani, dude.
With a smother.
This was her debut, her no-gi debut, and she just comes out and gets a smother. And it's just kind of like, it was like a little bit of like, oh yeah, shit, Gabby Pisani is just...
As soon as I saw that, I was like, she went in double gold.
Yeah, it's like she is just that good overall. Like, gi, no-gi, doesn't matter. Gabby Pisani is Gabby Pisani, you know?
I don't know if I've seen a woman hit a smother choke before that. Yeah. That might be the first. That's crazy.
And then Brianna St. Marie, also an incredible event from Brianna St. Marie. Here she submitted Liz Clay, which is like obviously a huge feat. This is in the absolute. But
that was a cool one because Liz was kind of really hunting for the leg lock or the.
I think she
straight ankle.
I think she got some of the leg too. I think she got a couple pops on that, and didn't matter. Got to the back. I thought Brianna was one of the biggest stories of the weekend. That was like the first big crazy thing that happened with black belts going, because you know things are kicking off. But then this happened, and just from there, it was just action was rolling all weekend, and. Such an enormous win. Both would go on to win world championships this weekend. They both are at the top of their game, but Brianna she's kind of like tapped into something. You know what I mean? She's kind of turned a corner on her career. She talks about an interview we did with her. Awesome stuff.
Liz always got some crazy hair, to be honest, too.
Got the braids and everything going.
It was funny. After she won her final, she gets her son, Danilo, in her arms, and first thing her son did was grab both of her braids and start yanking down on her.
Her son's name's Danilo?
Also Danilo. Little Danilo.
Oh, and then here's John Blank. I just thought this triangle was so sick, dude.
Yeah, sometimes like the flexibility that John Blank has and the dexterity.
Finishes it with the punch.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's brutal.
Yeah. I feel like he could finish it traditionally if he really felt like it, but he's like, nah, well, why would I finish it that way when I could fist this dude in the throat?
To me, this is like an I got my own style coach type of situation where it's like, yeah, he could definitely just finish that as a traditional triangle or triangle armbar, but he's like, no, I got my own style coach. I'll go ahead and just throw this little punch variation in on you.
And he's with the finishers guys, so they're like, yeah, great, awesome. That rules. Definitely. It was it was a really, really busy day one, all the way up through the quarterfinals. Getting that, God, John Blanc is such a...
His
fights like
guard
such a psycho. He's such a nice guy, but like he just fights like such a violent person.
Yeah, his guard is sick. So just real quick about BSM, because I saw BSM had just such a good run there at No-Gi Worlds, and she coming off of a great performance at the Crown and the Gi, and you guys talked a little bit with her, right? Or about about kind of like her like reinventing herself and stuff like that. What's she got going on? What's the reason there?
Sure, she talked about how she had just been putting so much pressure on herself. I think it's something that a lot of competitors have probably dealt with. She was putting a lot of pressure on herself. She was hating competing, hating going out there, and just kind of, we look at these guys and it's so cool that they get to live as professional jiu-jitsu athletes and like that's their job is to go do jiu-jitsu. But she got to this point where the thing that she loved the most, she also hated because it was like her job and just
she was
not feeling it. And she was able to find some switch to flip where now she's reframing everything differently. She has a totally new mindset. She's having way more fun, not worrying about the results, and the results are coming. And she's having the best results of her career so far. I don't know if I've ever seen her fight better than she fought this weekend. She ended up making the absolute finals. She ended up getting tapped out by Gabby Pisani there, but she had an incredible run through her own division and then an awesome run up through the absolute. Yeah,
took home gold in her division and then silver in the absolute. Submitted Mo Black in the final of her division. That was pretty crazy. Mo Black actually had a pretty sick submission as well day one. we just didn't like have it on our cameras, but I'm pretty sure she was down with Amanda Bruce, and then late, I think she got a guillotine on Amanda Bruce and finished it
Super late, like 30 seconds left.
Yeah, to win that one. But what are you pulling up here, Reed? You got something else you're after?
Well, I was just gonna pull up the kind of the big news in the blue belt divisions there.
Yeah.
fair.
Helen Maroulis.
Yeah. So
We've been talking up the wrestling a little bit, but I feel like there's somebody in the blue belt division making the wrestling look kind of amateurish for sure.
For definitely. I mean, Helen came out. It was, first of all, just really cool to have Helen Maroulis at No-Gi Worlds, to be honest. You know, someone of her caliber, like with the achievements she has in Olympic wrestling, where obviously jiu-jitsu is growing and is becoming a huge thing, but like, man, different level to be an Olympian, you know, to be an Olympic gold medalist and stuff. So kind of a sick thing to have her there. I felt like it was, you know, definitely elevated the event and everything. But she came out, I think, her second match, and she finished a arm triangle to capture her first ever jiu-jitsu submission in competition. So that was pretty sick to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is her second match, but do have a match of hers pulled up.
Let's take a look.
I think if it's the one where the thumbnail's updated and stuff, it should be.
Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to see, you know, what the right thing to do is against an Olympic wrestler. Yep, there you go. Pull guard against an Olympic wrestler.
There were a couple of girls who were like trying to wrestle with her, and it was like, do you not scout at all? Did nobody key you in?
Olympic gold medalist.
What's about to happen here?
Pretty special for sure to have an Olympic gold medalist on the IBJJF No-Gi Worlds mats. You know,
Big time.
She's a blue belt, so definitely. Hopefully, she keeps going. She won gold here at No-Gi Worlds, and I think it was her first ever jiu-jitsu tournament.
She's been doing jiu-jitsu 6 weeks.
So, you know, there you go. All you people who have been doing jiu-jitsu for 6 weeks and
You've been up to this for 7 weeks. Like, what are you even doing? 100%. There's a lot of talk about, like, should she even be in the blue belt divisions? But, like, she is a blue belt. There's a lot of positions where she, like, clearly didn't know what was going on. But just that level of, like, competition experience, that level of physicality and professional athleticism that she has.
See this guard, there's a little knee cut guard pass here.
Crazy, right?
There you go. So she's got some, you know, some jiu-jitsu for sure. She's out there training with Murillo and the crew at Unity. Great, obviously place to learn jiu-jitsu. And there gets a little guard pass and a mount. So,
can I tell a crazy day one Sebastian story from black belt?
Hold on, let me just see if we can find this submission real quick. You guys can walk us through the submission. Is this her second match?
I think it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd see.
I'm pretty sure this is
she goes into like a guillotine and then ends up
in
the mount. Yeah, I think this is where she gets it.
So that's kind of she's kind of like going for this. Almost takes the back and then switches to just grabbing the guillotine.
There was a couple of times where she was almost going to go to the back, and you hear Murillo just in the corner, just stay on top, Helen. Do not go. Do not move.
Like I wonder.
All of your power, stay on top.
Did you ask her like what's sweeter, like pinning someone or submitting them? Like I feel like
I didn't ask her for the direct 1-to-1 on pinning versus submitting, but we did talk to her about. Did she finish that as a guillotine or?
Yeah, I think it's a guillotine.
I think it was a guillotine, mount to guillotine. She's pulled up on the head.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a place that you don't want to be. That's just that's just no fun.
It's a bit of a checkmate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty well got here.
But she did just talk about like how satisfying it is to hit a submission. Like she did, because we asked her afterwards, like, that was your first ever in competition submission. What was that like? And she was like, you know, like in training, it's like, it's so satisfying. It's such an incredible thing when you submit somebody. But she was like, yeah, doing it in competition is like even better.
Yeah.
Like just a great feeling, which is kind of so funny because it's like anyone who does jiu-jitsu can relate to that. Like it is an incredible feeling in training, especially in competition. If you hit a submission, you know, it just like whatever, those endorphins just fly when you can land that submission and get it. But she talked very highly after her gold medal run about jiu-jitsu. You know, I did ask her kind of, you know, where's this rank? You know, you got the Olympic gold up here. It's like No-Gi Worlds gold right
kind of 1B.
Yeah, like, 1B, 1A, 1B thing, you know. She says definitely, she kind of just spoke a lot to like how all competition is special, you know, and like getting to go out and compete and like showcase the stuff, the work you put in and all that. So I don't know. I think Olympic wrestlers and just wrestlers in general have a pretty solid mindset towards competition, if I'm being honest. They just like view it kind of through a different lens. She did talk about how like jiu-jitsu competition is fun because it's like a little more chill, a little more community, like everyone's kind of in it together, where she's like said wrestlers are, it's a little more like, no, it's just you in your corner just being like, I have to kill all these people, you know. And it is like jiu-jitsu is a lot more of a community thing. Like you can be cool with the person as soon as the match is over. You know, it's like you'll sit there and talk through like what happened. You know, like people pass notes. I feel like
set up like, oh, we should train after this
for sure. So yeah, it was cool to see Helen there.
Was she like signing some autographs and stuff? Was the
there were some photos getting taken for sure?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu fans were embracing her.
Big time.
Cool.
It's a lot of appreciation in the community for these high level wrestlers, and just cool seeing all these people around, seeing people you don't normally see. Lachlan Giles was around in No-Gi Worlds.
Legend.
So it was definitely a cool experience to see all these different high level elite athletes.
So check out. We got what did you had 4 matches?
4 or 5, something like that.
4 or 5.
5 matches. So you can definitely check out all Helen's matches on the site. You know, it's cool to watch what she's doing, of course. But where do you want to go next?
You had something you wanted to bring up?
Oh yeah,
you said something about Sebastian.
Oh yeah, Sebastian had a super sick match with Sebastian, who was Helen's coach at Unity, former No-Gi World Champion. Had a super sick match with Mateus Luna day 1, and so he has his like first round eliminator match, and comes off the mat, and his match pops up to have his next match with Mateus Luna next. And so most guys will like take the time, take 5-10 minutes. You're guaranteed like 10 minutes. He's like, nah, bro, I just want to fight. And turns around as immediately, and the referees are like, you sure about this? World Championships? He's like, nah, bro, we keep going right now. And went right back out there and had an awesome match with Mateus Luna. Got his guard passed, had to come back, did come back, ended up mounting Mateus with a couple minutes left. It was awesome, man.
He was down like 6-2, right? Or 5-2, yeah. It was a pretty insane comeback. I do want to, one thing though, former world champion, he's still a world champion.
Still a world champion.
It's not former, maybe not the best.
Maybe not the
word.
right thing to say.
He's a world champion still. But yeah, this was a crazy match. Mateus Luna, also a beast.
Yeah, also a fun guy to watch for sure. This is just here's
for sure. I just
down 5-2.
Yeah, he's down 5-2. Just kind of got back on top now.
And this is the second part of that. I just want to fight, right?
I just want to fight. Yeah. He had already been through one match. So imagine you're Mateus Luna. You watch this guy go out there. He has like, maybe like a 5-minute match. I think he ended it with like a heel hook or something. And then just immediately, like, he doesn't even want to leave the mat, really.
Yeah, didn't take a break, dude. Imagine not taking a break between your matches. I could never.
Into that Unity style. Always cool to see Murillo and the boys. And there was like a big guard pass for him. And he ends up mounted. And this is going to be like the deciding sequence of the fight. A lot of good half Nelson work. I feel like guys are getting a lot better at like pinning someone down, because guys have gotten so much better at just not getting pinned down. Somebody passes the guard, you get him off.
Think Helen was showing him some of that?
Very well could have been.
Half Nelson stuff?
Very well could have been. And the Sebastian, what a pro. Those guys at Unity are always doing some awesome stuff.
And just so hard to come back from 5 points down.
How often do you see somebody get their guard pass and end up winning the match? It's like kind of crazy rare.
That doesn't happen
to begin with. And just both these guys, Mateus too, just a couple of dogs that put on one of the better fights of the entire weekend. It doesn't end up ending by submission, unfortunately. Mateus does end up riding it out, but an awesome performance from him as well, I thought.
Yeah, I feel like in jiu-jitsu we don't see as many like crazy comebacks, It's like a lot of times a match is honestly like, if a person gets that early advantage or the early 2, it's like, okay, well this could play out just as the 2-0 or the 1 advantage victory. So it is always a wild thing when you do see a crazy points comeback. Like a big one that comes to mind is Adam Wardzinski versus Philippe Andrew at Pans.
Yeah.
When Adam came back late, passed him out.
Points or something.
Yeah, it was like 9 or something.
Came back 9 and
points.
I think he needed advantages too on top of that.
Yeah.
To be able to pull ahead.
So for sure cool whenever someone, overcomes that point deficit. But anything else just in general, I guess?
We got some more.
Go into these next subs.
More submissions from day 2.
All right.
We can check out as well, but more of the same. A lot of the same people showing out, Gabby and Cole, and there's that Lucas Valente one.
Lucas just absolutely losing it. Wallace and Oliveira, who he had one of the best runs of the tournament, man. Beat Manuel Hibamar, beat Sebastian Rodriguez, who we were just talking about, and then this was
the final.
The final against Francisco Lowe, who double world silver this year. Francisco Lowe, obviously super tough, but Wallison from Atos, he's like a real Lucas Barboza guy, incredible. And then here you see Larangini and Ferris, who we were talking about both these guys earlier.
Yeah, this is also the final here Felipe Costa sinking in the arm triangle.
Yeah,
Six blades pressure, baby.
you don't see a lot of. Usually, the finals are like the most tactical, and kind of like strategy based matches, just because both guys don't want to make a mistake. But you saw a good amount of submissions in the finals here of No-Gi Worlds, which is always exciting.
For sure.
100%. Everton is, I think, the best guy that nobody's talking about. He's the number one roosterweight on the planet, back-to-back world champion, finishes with a submission here. And he really has it. I talked to him too, and he talked about in his interview how he wants to make roosterweight exciting again. He knows that there's too many double pull, just back and forth, playing the advantages games going on at 125 pounds. He doesn't want that. He wants to be the guy who comes in here and makes this division different than that. So he's coming on top.
Pretty sweet when somebody's attacking a leg lock on you, and then you leg lock them. That's
not
pretty.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, counter leg locking is pretty dope.
It's just so awesome to see heel hooks in IBJJF. I know it's been a couple years, but it's always refreshing to see people finishing heel hooks at IBJJF tournaments.
This is Cole's semifinal against Marco Mendez.
This was such a good submission setup, the finish, the reverse X, all of it was.
Yeah, you can tell that those AOJ guys got some high level leg locks these days, or at least Cole does, because he's doing some high level technical stuff there.
Go back to that for a second. This is a lot of what he was showing off in the Fix My Game as well, right? It's kind of what he showed off here this weekend, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like kind of how he finishes and everything. The specific thing he was showing in the Fix My Game is kind of that outside passing where you step in and you kind of start to fall back, and either if they turn away to hide the heel, then you can pass, or you can keep on it if they turn into you or just don't, I guess, turn away to hide the heel, then you fall back on the heel. But Cole does that in almost every match he's in. Honestly, the stuff he does in that Fix My Game, he did in every single match. He did it to Gabriel Souza. He did it to Marco Mendez. He does it to Julian multiple times, but Julian kind of was hip to it this time around because he just fought him at No-Gi Pants. But if you guys haven't watched the Fix My Game with Cole Abate, go check that out, because this dude is straight up, he kind of gave away exactly what he's currently doing in competition right now, which is incredible. And I know he just dropped a masterclass on AOJ Plus that has 11 hours of footage or something.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this big colored belt blueprint, how to basically plan your career as a colored belt, and what tournaments and things you should be doing to achieve your goals. So I'm sure that's wild as hell. So anybody out there, trying to climb up through the ranks and become a professional athlete, I would check that out, because Cole practices what he preaches. It's he showed me a few things, and those were the things he was doing in every match. So pretty incredible there.
Kind of the first guy to go through this professional child path of jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean, to then come up and win this black belt world title. Cole,
definitely in the first crop of them, him, the Ruotolos.
Tynan, I guess, is on the list for that too.
For sure.
But yeah, just one of the first guys to be able to blaze this path, and then to see him go in there and win No-Gi World Gold was a really incredible weekend.
I know. I just remember Cole as just a tiny little orange belt, just killing all the other orange belts out, and to see him as a black belt world champion, with the American flag he had out there. I saw his dad out there was really excited about it, obviously. So those guys have been on this jiu-jitsu journey for a long time. Obviously, it started here in Texas. There were a couple of Texas boys, and Cole really dominated the local Texas scene as an orange belt, as a gray belt, basically. And to see him kind of go out there to make the move to AOJ and working with the Mendez brothers and stuff like that, and to see him finally kind of punch that black belt world title that, of course, he's had kind of on his goals list basically since he was 9 years old, I bet. To kind of finally fulfill that dream. Huge weekend for the Abate family. So shout out to those guys, and you can tell Cole's putting in a lot of work.
Definitely, dude. That's why for anyone to drop this colored belt blueprint type of thing, it's it probably is Cole Abate who should drop that. It's I'm sure this guy Cole, Jeremy, the Mendez brothers, they probably did have a very specific, these are the things you'll achieve at these times to get to this place, and then to kind of actualize it now with a black belt No-Gi World title in your rookie year is dang, dude, that's incredible to actually set out a plan and achieve that thing, you know. But
And now all the information's out there, so
yeah, so now
you
everyone
got no
can do this.
excuse. Yeah.
I'm at 27. I might get it and just freaking take off from here. You know, hey Cole, give me an abridged copy to start as a 27-year-old purple belt, and I'll go from here. And I might quit this show and become one of the greatest grapplers.
A world champion.
Yeah, that might be a new plan. One quick thing before we move on with the rest of those subs though about the Cole thing. All right, I got to talk about my brother. My brother's a white belt now. He started training somewhat recently. Okay, so it's fun seeing my brother go through all the stages that everyone goes through as
You
white
white
belt.
belts are funny.
Yeah,
You know,
dude,
you white
it's
belt.
so funny. He just like
life cycle.
he's going through the most like stereotypical process of like, and he doesn't even know he's in it. He might see this, and just this might be the realization to him that he isn't just this set standard white belt path of like he's sending me a video and being like, oh dude, I gotta learn this, and it'll just be like the most white belt YouTube technique ever. I'm like, yeah, do that.
Backflip.
At one point, he was challenging me that there's no possible way I could escape his no-gi baseball bat choke. And I was just like, we can go to a gym right now and you can put it as deep as you want. Just tell me when to start and I will get out of your no-gi baseball bat choke.
Love a white belt
Yeah.
no-gi baseball choke.
Exactly. So we went to, this ain't Majid
I don't know,
Hayes.
bro. I have a closed guard smother that
Yeah.
is a.
Yeah, he ain't Majid Hayes, Zach. All right, bro. Majid could get me with his he has gotten me with his no-gi baseball bat choke, but
You're not
yours.
H.
So we literally went
Yeah,
to 10th
Majid's literally got everybody in the world with,
Yeah.
with a baseball back.
We went to 10th
so.
Planet and I let him put it in. I just literally pushed his elbow off and escaped immediately. But
What?
Yeah, it was easy. I hate to admit it. But the thing I was gonna say is he just texted me yesterday and he's like, dude, you gotta stop with this leg entanglement stuff. Everyone at my gym watched your Fix My Game with Cole Abate and I got submitted I just got stuck in all these leg entanglements all day because they're all watching it and doing it to me and I don't know what to do. And so
Well, next time,
it, Zach. I don't know.
Next time, you just have to tell them that that's illegal in IBJJF white belts. So
Exactly, yeah.
Don't.
Yep. Yeah. So my brother's been getting smashed by Colabate's techniques from
Okay.
the other people at
Well,
his
it's good.
gym.
It's good to hear people are learning. Then.
Yeah,
I like
for
that
sure.
these people at the gym were like, well, if it worked on Trey's brother,
Yeah.
maybe it'll.
Hey, they know.
work.
They know. I visited the gym.
If it worked on
visited.
Trey, maybe it'll work on Trey's brother.
Listen, hey, I don't want to be cocky or anything, but I visited the gym and they know, like, they're like, whoa, oh my God, someone got him finally?
Daddy's home.
Wait till I visit the gym.
Yeah.
you know? Wait till.
Big Reed coming to Grove, Oklahoma, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely some of those guys got me, but yeah, no, that was cool to see. But it is funny. Maybe I kind of want to make you updating this show with like the white belt things my brother is saying, like a weekly thing. Where I'll just read text
white
from
belt
him.
corner.
Yeah, like
our-
the other thing he hit me up about is how he's always finding himself in turtle, and like as an offensive thing, he thinks. So he said he's like, really wants to dive into turtle guard and how to effectively use turtle. And I was like, brother, look up Eduardo Telles as your best bet. But like, I don't know.
that's tough
playing
sledding.
turtle is a tough place to be. I feel like we talked about that
Yeah,
recently.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
That's like, if you want to be a turtle guy, that's a very specific like personality.
I also generally think as a white belt, you start playing turtle a lot because things aren't going great.
Because
for you.
people keep taking your back.
or passing your guard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
But yeah,
funny.
shout out my brother Zach. Zach, keep grinding, bro.
Keep grinding. You'll
come,
get
come
Trey
back
one-
to Austin. Come
You'll
back
get
to
Trey
Austin.
one of these days for sure.
There's no chance. That's sorry, but like I'm not stopping training anytime soon. I got to get hit by a car for
Maybe-
you to get me.
Should I become Zach's like personal trainer then?
For sure, dude. But here's the thing, Reed. I'm coming for you too. All right. I'm making rapid progress. And listen, our roles don't go my way yet. Okay. Yeah. Keep the camera zoomed in. Listen, Reed. I know you're sitting right by me, but I'm gonna do it direct to camera. I'm coming for you, dude. I'm making rapid progress every day. I make significant progress. And so, if you want to team up with my brother Zach and just become part of the losing squad, go ahead. But oh wow, it's really close. I didn't realize it was that close. This is me when Lucas Valente started screaming. Lip was shaking. But yeah, so I don't know. Might keep deep updating everybody with my brother Zach.
We got white belt updates. We got medal recommendations from Big Papa Reed.
Polish.
Yeah.
Polish medal recommendations. We got hip hop recommendations from Big Slack.
There we go. All right, let's keep watching these subs. We'll come
next
back
one
to
I think is,
the white belt corner next week.
This next one I think is Gabby Pisagna, who had an awesome run. Notice how bad the position she gets this footlock.
I know.
She's not even like on
Yeah.
a real footlock.
She just grabs it.
She just grabs and horses on it. And BSM really fights it, taking damage, really doesn't want to let it go.
I thought she was going to get out right here.
I did too.
I mean, Gabby's in a horrible position. How could you not? But it's Gabby. It just doesn't matter with her. Her, especially when she has this big of a size
That's a brutal
advantage.
position right there. That's a brutal position.
And there's the double gold.
Gabby's the truth, man.
She's 24 years old. No-gi debut out of the way. Double gold. Who'd have guessed? I think she's the greatest female grappler probably of all time. Certainly in the gi, I feel like that's like
pretty solidified.
Pretty solidified at this point. But now, being able to do it in no-gi, she's not that far off from being able to just say, yeah, overall,
We needed Adele out there.
I know. Honestly, it's like the thing is, though, that like somebody will beat Gabby eventually, and that will be huge. I'm not that I'm like praying for it or anything like that, but like
it's just inevitable.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And somebody who does kind of solve the puzzle of Gabby Pisania, that'll be a huge win. But like I said, BSM had a great tournament, and lost in the absolute final. But besides that, BSM
looked incredible.
Yeah, looked incredible.
So funny that Gabby afterwards was like, yeah, I really wasn't sure about myself coming into this. Like, what are you talking about, Gabby Pisania? You weren't sure about winning a no-gi jiu-jitsu match at all.
They said she couldn't, and then she went out and did it.
Did anyone say she couldn't?
It's her.
Somebody, maybe.
This next one, Jennifer Aquino, this is the third Atos athlete you'll notice featured on this top subs video. All three in the finals, all three finished their finals by submission. Atos went 3 for 3 in the finals on subs. So, and they also ended up just a sick armbar there from Jennifer. But just overall, Atos, incredible showing. Back-to-back No-Gi World Champions. They won the male and female categories. Overall, just an insane run by the Atos athletes. Just
absolutely.
I mean, just staying on top, to be honest. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool thing that they had 3 athletes in the finals and all 3 won by submission. It was pretty dope.
It was Jennifer, it was Wallison, and it was
Everton.
There you go.
Yep.
Incredible.
This is the semis, Julian versus Sam McNally. Julian just getting in deep here on the legs.
He straight ankle locks this. It almost slips like Aoki-ish.
Yeah, it kind of does. You can see like that weird torque.
Ooh, yeah.
Guys start throwing those hips in there. Julian is vicious, man.
Sam's a beast too, and he lives in a lot of these positions. So that Julian had a good bite there.
Julian's a fun dude, bro.
Yeah,
fun dude to watch.
Yeah, big. Kind of weekend for him too, for sure. That's a big win. Sam McNally's a beast.
Big time. Put himself into the World Finals. Costa Rica put another guy into the World Finals. Ooh. Incredible. And here's BSM. We were talking a little bit about this submission earlier. Just an awesome guillotine win over Mo Black.
Jumping Gilly.
Feeling silly. Getting the tap. Getting the
Don't
World
be silly.
Final.
Jump to Gilly. BSM gets it done.
Definitely a fight between two of the more likable black belt grapplers.
Yeah, that one's like it's also like I'm kind of like, damn, it's a little bit. Obviously, it's awesome, but Mo Black's like wrestling too. It's like it's cool when people actually shoot whenever they're wrestling, 100%. Not just doing the like collar ties, hand fighting, stuff. And it's like, damn, didn't get rewarded for shooting there though.
Yep, you forget, jiu-jitsu's got the guillotine, so that is kind of a good checkmate for wrestling.
Yeah, Helen. Take notes. Remember.
Yeah, watch out for the guillotine.
You're allowed to do this.
Sure. If you keep
Daddy in the corner back there, I saw.
Oh yeah,
Daddy in the corner going crazy,
rocking her Caitlin Clark get up. And stuff, the daddy hat,
the shirtless. Like she's got bigger biceps than me. I feel like,
dude.
Sleeveless,
Adele,
not shirtless.
Adele
sleeveless.
Sleeveless. Yeah.
Adele is jacked.
Yeah, it was crazy. She's still got like the WNO like low body fat from cutting to 115, but she's just insane.
And then this to me was the number one sub. Ooh. Just the muscle sweep to the back take there is so nuts. Like it's like, dang, Lucas, how did you find such a back?
Just floats around him and then it just absolutely horses onto the rear naked choke. It's not like you see guys like maybe Gordon or something like real slowly weave their way into one of these chokes. Giancarlo does that kind of stuff a lot. Lucas just goes palm to palm and says, "We squeezing today, baby. It's just like squeezing today. I've lifted some weights before. We're squeezing today, baby."
From the minute he sweeps Gianni, you can just like see how like attached he is to Gianni's body. Like there is no room for Gianni to do anything. Just going nuts, giving him the 1,
2, two-time world champ.
Just look at him stomping around.
What a beast!
Just an animal.
Absolutely.
Shout out Lucas Valente.
Feed him somebody else right there. Should have just fed him the brown belt absolute champ or something.
Pavel Jaworski.
Yeah.
That would have been Pavel Jaworski. Who Dorian won this weight class in the brown belt. I would love to see him in a bracket like this.
Dorian versus Lucas Valente. It's kind of an awesome match.
Pretty sick.
For sure. I would even take Pavel Jaworski versus Lucas Valente. That is super cool.
But yeah, obviously a big win for Lucas Valente here for sure. Especially against an OG vet like Johnny Grippo, who's a No-Gi World Champion himself in the finals. And that was that was right in the beginning of the match too, right?
Yeah, that was 1 minute in.
A minute in, so it's like, yeah. I mean, come on, this is such a sick sweep.
It really is.
I
feel like we see Mika hit that sweep a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 9:05 on the clock right there.
Okay, yeah. Got Andressa Sintra going crazy in the corner.
Definitely.
I'm sure the whole Gracie Baja crew was out there. But huge win. Anytime you could submit Johnny Grippo. Not too many people out there submitting Johnny Grippo, so.
Definitely. Second world title.
It looks like a good amount of people watching, too. That's cool.
There's definitely a big crowd there for the finals.
Yeah.
Huge crowd for Gabriel Souza versus Colabate. That was one of those moments where it was like kind of the entire event kind of flocked to that mat, and
just kind of stopped.
Like there were people like in the bleachers just all standing so they could kind of get the view down and stuff. But it was definitely like a kind of that, whenever the jiu-jitsu like community or like the audience at a jiu-jitsu event are very locked into a match, like very tuned in to what's going on, and it's just a little quiet, and everyone's just like, oh, it was like that type of treatment.
A lot of guys in the stands going like,
just like every little movement, like,
Yeah.
But definitely super sick.
100%.
Always fun to watch a jiu-jitsu event with like some other diehard jiu-jitsu fans.
Yeah, big time.
That's the best.
That really helps,
100%.
So you're watching with a bunch of casuals. They're like, what is this bullshit,
Why didn't I mean, if they could throw punches right there, he would be freaking.
Like if this was a street fight, this would be a bad idea.
When you got a crew and everybody's just kind of dialed in and like that's fun.
Dude, I know. Yeah, we are. Can they hear you, Nikki?
I think you guys are throwing shade.
Yeah, we are, Nikki. Bro, hey, Nikki, you go put it on the line against any of those dudes. You can have punches and see what happens, huh?
Yeah, honestly.
We got a Muay Thai producer, he calls himself. How do you think you would fare out there in these streets, Nikki?
I fuck them all up.
Okay, fair enough. There you have it. Anybody wants a super fight against Nikki, let us know. Our producer who didn't know whether it was a gi or no gi. Who's number one? No, I'm just kidding. But we don't really cover the street fight stuff, honestly. I feel like that's kind of just a different lane, not really what FloGrappling does. But did you guys see there was recently a street fight where a dude got a heel hook on a guy?
I feel like I see that more and more, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like people going for heel hooks and leg locks in street fight videos that come across my feed or whatever.
Yeah, I came across it. I didn't actually watch the whole thing. I'm not super into just watching street fights, to be honest with you. But
they are, they're popular on Twitter and stuff. It's like all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of street fight videos.
Yeah, but I guess some dude heel hooked a dude in a street fight. So
So it works.
there you go.
Take notes, Vinny, saying they don't work. I feel like we got to talk about this big
He's
story.
gonna come for you now, bro.
I know.
Yeah, you just wrote a decimal.
And
I said nothing, Vinny. I want you to know that.
Yeah, Joe Gilpin said nothing. Me, Trey Robinson, I called you out. We got to talk about Cassia Mora. We got to talk about youngest black belt, world champion in history. We watched her come up. She went blue to black in 363 days, infamously. And just to even be a black belt at 18 is crazy. To be able to compete as a black belt at 18 is crazy. To be a world champion, I mean, this is one of those records that might actually end up standing for a little while.
Yeah, definitely.
This is insane.
18 years old, No-Gi World Champion. That's the youngest ever?
That is the youngest ever. I was looking. If there's another younger one, I very much apologize, but I can't find anybody. I think the second youngest at this point would be Colabate.
He was 20.
He's 20, yeah.
For No-Gi specifically. In the gi, it's Tai Ruotola.
It's Tai, but she's
19?
younger than Tai. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So Cassia had an awesome tournament, out there with Bruno Bastos and the crew in Midland.
Is there a particular match of hers we should watch? Do you got one in mind, or any that stand out, or just overall kind of?
I just remember seeing her through the weekend just being super dominant. She had the match with Amanda in the finals. That was awesome.
Is that the final here versus Amanda?
Yes.
Amanda's super legit and has been a black belt for a long time.
100%.
I bet I bet, I don't know 100%, but I bet she got her black belt in like
Go full screen with
2016 or something like that, 2015. So she's probably almost been a black belt for 10 years, Amanda Montero. World champion in the gi, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she's
I believe so.
World champion, Amanda Montero. I think she beat Talita Alencar 1 year for that.
Yeah, this was definitely a tough bracket coming in. Talita was the pan champion, didn't end up making it. And Cassia just stayed super disciplined. I've only, mostly seen her in the gi. So to watch her come out here and show off just an awesome overall game, her back taking is incredible.
How'd she get the 2?
See where she get that two points.
A lot of taped knee braces, I noticed.
A lot of tape knees, baby. That's part of the heel hook game.
Yeah, becoming more popular.
WNO veteran as well.
WNO veteran fought at WNO 23, I believe it was. Got to have her back on at this point. She's just a star that keeps on rising. I'm really excited to see her in the gi, trying to get it done in there next year. I think that's going to be an even bigger test for, as some of these bigger names start to realize how good she is and start to give her bigger and bigger consideration in the bracket, and she becomes a big name. I think that she's going to start to get even tougher matches out of people, and I'm really excited to see how far she can go.
Dang, she almost got it done here, huh?
100%. I'm not 100% sure where that 2 points comes in. Maybe it
must have happened way earlier, and probably like a judges table review.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot more of the review thing and putting the points up later. Taking a little more time instead of just immediately giving it. So
for her to go out and beat such a veteran like Amanda Montero in her first, black belt, is her kind of first big black belt tournament?
Yes, she did. Yeah, like a jiu-jitsu con or something. But this is the first time she really stood out there.
Might have to go out to Midland.
Yeah, true.
Midland, Texas.
Go hang out with Bruno and that squad he's got out there.
Yeah.
They also had the women's.
You from Midland?
Yeah.
You from Midland?
There's literally no reason to go to Midland.
Well, dude,
except for Cassia Mora.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that the doctor from Midland wanted to screw Booby Miles because they were playing Midland. The Permian Panthers were playing Midland, and he said that Booby should never play again. And Booby said, "You from Midland? You don't want to see Booby play. You from Midland." And so I've always kind of been a little anti-Midland because of that. I don't like the way that doctor treated Booby. And I think, kind of affected the Permian Panthers all along, even though Waterbug did step up and kind of was a great running back for them that year.
Oh, okay. That's where she gets the 2 right there.
She got the takedown?
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Do you have any Friday Night Lights clips on there that we could watch?
Do you have any games?
Not on hand.
No? Is all your space taken by Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Much of Trey's memory.
So shout out Cassie, a great performance by her.
Shout out to Bruno and the boys. Also had the brown belt absolute champion Natasha Drugan. Cool. She won one side. Pavel Jaworski, your boy, won the men's brown belt absolute.
Yeah, dude, Pavel's awesome. I was talking to Pavel just like when the absolute was going on, he was just kind of chilling in the bullpen, super stoic, as a lot of the Polish grapplers do.
As you would expect.
And I was just like, man, you've had like a huge year, Pavel. And just off camera and stuff, Pavel, Nikki said, Nikki, our Polish Muay Thai producer.
Pavel.
And I was just like, you've had like a huge year. And he was like, yes, I must give the credit to my team. Everything I do is for them. And I was like, all right. You live that life, bro. You're that serious about giving credit to them and everything, just being stoic and having, team first mentality all the time. Like dude's not cocky even off camera at all. Just very into doing really sick jiu-jitsu and supporting his team and Poland. So
representing Poland. I asked him at one point about it, and he said, representing Poland is the biggest proud of me. Yeah. So it was very genuine, very, very sweet.
Hell yeah.
We're working on more Polish nicknames for these guys, though. So obviously we have the Polish Punisher, Marcin Maculewicz, and then we have the Polish secret weapon,
Natan Sap. Natan also wanted brown belt. His Marcin Maculewicz came over with him. He's like, this guy, Polish secret weapon.
Yeah. So we got the Polish secret weapon. We're kind of working on a Pavel nickname. You got any off the dome?
Well, I was gonna say they call me the American Nightmare.
Oh, dang! What do you got, Nikki? Tell the people.
You could say the Pierogi Prince.
The Pierogi Prince. That's pretty good. I had some pierogies in Poland. I thought they were delicioso. To mix in some Spanish.
The Stoic Strangler.
Yeah.
Stoic Strangler's not bad.
Do we have to always just use Polish though?
You said the
I like-
Polish Reaper at one point, which
I thought the Polish Reaper would be good because that's kind of like, you know, mix in like the Reaper kind of like death thing, but also he is incredible at leg locks. So like the Polish Reaper.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think of that one?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What would Adam be? Adam's just Adam, I guess, huh?
Adam's got
Polish Prince.
He's got a cool one. Polish Prince is a good one.
Butterfly Wizard.
Whatever he wants.
Yeah, he could pick. Adam, you get to pick.
Heavy metal world champion.
Yeah. But yeah, so thinking Polish Reaper maybe for Pavel. But you guys, you can give input as well, Pavel, if
Let us
you
know.
have something you want
let
us
us
to
know
call
in the
you.
comments.
But and the viewers, of course. But yeah, so
How's it feel? You know, last big tournament or last really kind of jiu-jitsu tournament of the year. Big year, crazy year in jiu-jitsu. 2024 go down in the history books for sure. Wild year, a lot of good jiu-jitsu though, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It does feel good to be at the end of this year. To be honest, it was a wild year in jiu-jitsu. I think anybody who's watching this and is that clued into the jiu-jitsu world that they would watch this podcast about very deep cut jiu-jitsu stuff knows all the things that have transpired throughout this year. So it's kind of like, whew, it's gonna be nice to take 2 weeks off from just hard tournaments and events going on and just, you know, sit back and just think about what we've done. Like have you ever seen the movie Burn After Reading by the Coen brothers? You know, at the end there where it's kind of like the FBI guys are sitting there and they're like, all right, so what have we done? What was all this for? And they're just like, I have no idea, sir. I don't know what we done. He's like, well, let's never do it again. It's kinda, I'm feeling like, what do we do? What transpired this year? Let's think about it. But yeah,
The train don't stop though. We'll be back to it come January 1st, of course. You know, got Europeans and
Europeans, maybe
FloGrappling awards coming up.
Yeah, we got definitely got some stuff coming up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Some really good content coming from this trip. Some longer, more produced pieces where we were able to get some all access to some of these athletes and. There's a lot more exciting stuff coming from No-Gi World to be able to give you guys a look inside that tournament.
And I believe we will have one more podcast before the end of the year. So don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Potentially,
We're working on a guest.
Yeah,
working on a guest
tune
for
in.
a cool Christmas episode. You know, something more fun. Might just I don't know. I guess we'll turn it over to the audience. If you've been listening this far, let us know some of the topics you want us to cover. You know, we want to dive more into just general fun, not always event specific things. We're thinking, you know, maybe some tier lists, you know, tier listing the best submissions, the best guards out there, stuff like that. But, you know, where do you want to see this show go? Not just for the end of this year, but in 2025. But even just in general, FloGrappling, I think moving into 2025, like I have a lot of big ideas, a lot of stuff I want to do. I know you guys do too. I know Slack does. So definitely trying to bring some new aspects to the content world, to the content jiu-jitsu game, you know, bring maybe some fresh series, go see some people we don't necessarily always get to cover as much and all that. So definitely working on some big things, trying to make 2025 a huge year, to be honest. So
Yep, we ain't going nowhere. That's for
Right.
sure. We're gonna be here as long as jiu-jitsu here. We're gonna be here talking about it and checking it out. So tune in.
for sure. Anything else before we go?
Feeling good, baby.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. You know, thanks for watching another episode of the FloGrappling Show. We'll see you guys again next week. Drop us a comment. Make sure and like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.